Here we have words so far that we have gone through volume 1, and let's go through all of them.
Prakoshtah, room. Utpithika, table. Asandah, chair. Manchaha, bed. Kapatika, cupboard. Churika, knife. Kantakaha, fork. Darvi, spoon. Chashakaha, cup or glass. Patrakaha, plate. Pupi, bottle. Deepaha, light. Sammarjani, broom. Dhroni, bucket. Shayanagraha, bedroom. Pakashala, kitchen.
Prakoshtah, room. Utpitika, table. Asandah, chair. Manchah, bed. Kapatika, cupboard. Churika, knife. Kantakah, fork. Darvi, spoon. Chashakah, cup or a glass. Patrakah, plate. Kupi, bottle. Deepah, light. Sammarjani, broom. Dhroni, bucket. Sayanagraha, bedroom. Pakashala, kitchen.
Avagachati, understands. Bodhati, knows. Choryati, steals. Gopayati, protects. Hasati, laughs. Ichhati, desires. Kshipti, throws. Nayati, leads. Pibati, drinks. Pratigachati, returns. Ramate, enjoys. Sevate, serves. Jayati, conquers. Patati, reads. Pashyati, sees. Prachati, asks. Vasati, lives. Smarati, snihati, loves. Tishtati, remains or stands. Udbhavati, bonds. Upgachati, approaches. Uttishtati, stands up. Vadati, bhashate, speaks. Vahati, carries. Anyati, brings. Shobhate, shines.
All of these words or verbs that we have done constitute what's called verb class 1, 4, 6, or 10. For example, chintayati is class 10, but most of these are actually, either one parasmaipada or one atmanepada, or it could be class 4 or 6 or 10. So again, all of these verbs are class 1, 4, 6, and 10. They're the easy ones. The reason they're easy is because generally all you do is you take the stem like gacha, bodha, vasa, vada, or tishta. So in other words, they all end with a. Now all you do is just end the, tishtati, tishtate, right? Ramati, ramate. In other words, you just add this ti or te at the end. So now what we're going to learn in chapter 20 is what I'm going to call non 1, 4, 6, and 10. So instead of just giving the numbers, I'm going to say, in other words, they're other than the 1, 4, 6, and 10s. And they're going to have different formulations. In other words, they're going to have, you're not going to have this consistency between ending with and then just attach the endings. So they're a little bit more tricky. And that's what's coming in chapter 20. For example, karoti. You notice how it doesn't end with karati, it's karoti.
Action, karma.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, girl, bala, has, Shatuhu.
Good.
Child, praja, cow, tenuhu,
Mhm.
daughter or son, putra, putrika, doer, karta or kartra, earth, bhumihi, family, kulam,
Mhm.
father, mother, patihi, and mata,
Good.
fire, friend or enemy, friend,
Mit.
mitram, an enemy, shatru,
Mhm.
garland, mala, garment, vastram,
Hmm.
giver, data, glory, kirti, guest, atiti, happiness, sukham, sorrow, dukkam, heart, oh man,
Har. Har.
hridayam,
Mhm.
whole, bilam, house, griham, him, suktam, immortality, amritam, king, raja or nripam, knowledge, jnanam or vidya, monkey, let's see, naraha or apihi, I think.
Va. Yeah.
Let's see, peace is, oh man, shanti,
Mhm.
perfection,
Sit.
siddhihi,
Mhm.
poet, kavihi, pond is vapi, river is nadi, sage, rishi or munihi, scripture, shastram, self, atman, shadow, chaya, story,
Ka. 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 Ka.
karta, no,
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Long A at
Okay.
the end.
yeah,
Kata.
karta, truth, satyam, village, dramam, and wife,
Oh, many words
not-
for that one. If you had a
Oh, man.
wife, she would be like, okay, what's wife, Michael?
oh my goodness.
P, and the other one is b. P and b.
Patni,
And the other one? Bha.
but oh man, this is
Bhar.
like
Bhar.
I need to sleep more.
Yeah. Bhar.
But yeah,
Good. Yeah. Excellent. Well done. I guess we'll give a clap to Michael. No, really good. I enjoyed Michael's attempts.
Bhashitva, having said, Bhutva, having been, having become, Chintitva, Matva, having thought, Drishtva, having seen, Gatva, having gone, Jitva, having conquered, Labdhva, having obtained, Patitva, having read, Prishtva, having asked, Sevitva, having served, Smritva, having remembered, Stitva, having stood, Uditva, having said, Ushitva, having lived, Agamya, is it? Agamya, having come.
Okay, well done.
Swalpa, small, little. Bhita, afraid. Dharmika, virtuous. Kupita, angry. Mishtha, sweet. Sundara, beautiful. Tumra, big or strong. Krishna, dark or black. Shukla, white. Priya, beloved or lovely. Ramaniye, again lovely, I think, or Shobha is shining. Mrudu is beautiful. Guru, heavy. Bahu, many. Shigr, quick.
Shigra.
I think
Children.
Murdu is soft,
Soft.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It
Mridu is soft.
means delicate as well.
I'll start with a sentence and then someone else will translate. Munihi dronyam udbhavati.
The sage is born in the bucket.
Simple or hard?
in the middle, because Michael
Middle.
says that quite.
Okay. Aham pakashalayam stitva kapatikayam darvi smarami.
Standing in the kitchen, I remember the spoon in the cupboard.
Very good. Super. Great.
I just want to show you that imperative has been indeed done on page 11. And what I want to do is just go through this paradigm out loud. Okay, so this is the parasmaipada for the verbs 1, 4, 6, and 10 verbs. So I'll repeat out loud. I'm going to go from bottom up. I'm going to start with eka uttama and then go up. Gacchani. In other words, this is a self-affirmation. I am going. You're telling yourself, go. Like you can do it. Let me go. You're not going to use imperative first person in Sanskrit, by the way. The most you're going to use is gaccha, you go, you must go, or you will go. Gacchatu, which is he, she, or it. Let he, she, or it go. And gacchantu, which is they all must go. Let them all go. So imperative, I want to remind us, imperative equals let him, her, it go, or he, she, it must go. Just think of it like this. Imperative equals one big exclamation mark. In other words, do it. It's a command.
Can we also use shall? He shall go.
He shall. Let me just. It's going to maybe conflict with another mode in the future.
Or
Should.
I shall. Probably more as a
Good.
self.
Good. Okay. Yeah.
I shall.
You're free of that because no other
I
mode.
shall do.
Yeah. You
blah,
shall.
blah, blah.
Good. Good. So must, shall, or let him do it or let him go. Okay. Bottom up. Gacchani. Repeat out loud. Gaccha, the most common. Gaccha, this you will. Gaccha. Gacchatu. Tu. Repeat. Tu. Whenever you hear this tu, guaranteed imperative, third person, singular. Next column. Gacchawa. Gacchatam. Gacchatam. Gacchawa. Gacchatam. Gacchatam. Third column, gacchama, gacchata, gacchantu. Again, gacchama, gacchata, gacchantu. Okay, Melanie, whole paradigm for us.
Okay. I'm going to do it without looking.
Okay.
Gacchani, gaccha, gacchatu. Gacchava, gacchatam, gacchatam. Gacchama, gacchata, gacchantu.
This is Atmanepada. Okay, same order. Labhai. Pay attention to the endings, please. Labhai, and you put mental emphasis on the end. Labhai, because it's always the endings that give away what paradigm you're in. Next one, labhaswa. Let you must obtain. You will obtain. You shall obtain. Labhatam. He, she, or it shall obtain. Next column, labhavahai. Labhetam. It's double aspiration. And top, labhetam. So one's labhetam, then one is labhetam. Last column, labhamahai. Labhadwam, and labhantam. Okay, Manish?
Labhe, labhasva, labhatam, labhavahe, labhetam, labhetam, labhamahe, labhadvam, labhantam.
Good. And finally, remember, you negate it with ma. So in other words, I shall not obtain is ma labhai, not na labhai, but ma labhai. What I just mentioned was this section here. You negate it with ma. That's the only exception. I think this is the only case or only mood that has this different negation style of ma instead of na. And this is you will become. This is you're telling someone you will become a hero. You will become, you know, my wife, or you will become my husband or something, even though you're not going to say that. Okay, let's go from bottom up. Asani, asani. I will become, or you can't really say I am here, but it's more like become more appropriate. Next one. Edhi, edhi. You become, you shall become, you will become. May you become. Next one, astu, common one, astu. This is how you usually say astu, got you. So in English, you say, okay. In Sanskrit, you say astu. In other words, let it be. Astu. Next one, next column. Asawa, asawa. Next, stam, stam, stam. Okay, next, stam. So one stam, stam. Next column, asama, asama. So you notice that this plural first person always has this ma there, right? Labha mahai. Okay, asama. Next, sta, sta. Next, santu, santu. Again, in this case, most common will be as the order indicates above. This one, and this one. That's basically all you have to remember for all three paradigms. Okay, again, I want to stress this, important. This one, and this one for imperative are the most commonly used. Translation exercises. Next week, I will introduce you into chapter 20. For now, I want to just to give you, and I'll close finally, what we're going to learn. Chapter 20, we'll go through verse 48 and then oral tradition of the teaching, a little bit about theory. Verb classes, the one that I told you, the ones that we have done in volume 1. Verb class 8, a new verb, a new class of verbs. Passive construction. What is a passive construction? Think of it as, it's still a present tense, by the way, it still goes under present tense. Is read, is conquered, is remembered, is approached. And you basically do root plus ya plus atmanepada. Very simple. For example, book is read. Just pay attention to this. So this is the new passive construction that we're doing. This yellow is read by the boy. Pustakam, this is nominative. Pustakam, balena, by the boy, remember, balena. Patyate, patyate. So repeat this sentence, Manish. Pustakam.
Pustakam balena patate.
Balena patyate.
Okay, so what do we learn? We learned that this is nominative still, as usual. Balena, by the boy. This is always going to be instrumental. In other words, passive is friends with instrumental. Okay, so they're always together. Okay, how about self is known by the mind? Okay, remember the root for know is bud. So you're going to say bud plus ya plus atmanepada. So I'm going to give this one to Michael. Self is known by the mind.
Atma manasa butyate.
Good. He just said what Michael just said. Self by the mind is known. The self is known by the mind.
Just
Okay.
a quick question. So the self and book, they don't become accusator?
No, so the self will always be, I know you see this is kind of like, oh, the self is known by them. It sounds like the self is accusative. However, in this case, it's going to be nominative. And whatever is by the mind or by the boy or this or by this is going to be actually instrumental, but think of it as accusative. Instrumental
Okay,
accusative.
yeah.
So Andre, you don't have to use the word asti, do you, with the is?
No asti here.
No asti.
So again, there's no change. It's still nominative, accusative, verb. Obviously, the verb will be a passive that we just talked about. The accusative will be in the form of an instrumental, and nominative will still be the same thing as usual.
I've got a question here. Andre, you said buddhyate, but won't it become bodhyate or will it still stay buddhyate?
It will be buddhyate because you're not doing any guna strengthening or any root strengthening. There's no strengthening here at all. So it's a very simple root as it is, plus ya plus atmanepada.